guys, Mixed Media Girl here. So today we're going to do an acrylic pour on a vase with my Mixed Media Girl pouring paints. This was specifically a request. I'm using a different vase shape, which I'm pretty excited about. Got it from the dollar store. So step one is to clean your vase. Remove the label and then clean it minimally with at least water. Best is with rubbing alcohol. Just make sure you get all the dust and the dirt off. Then you're going to need to set it up on top of something so that you can move it on and off of your canvas. Now this one has pretty wide opening, so I actually set it on a stack of cups. So now I'm going to go ahead and fill up my bowl with paint. Keep in mind that because we're going to have the vase on top of the canvas, you're going to keep pouring out your paint until it's all out of the bowl. So whatever you put into your bowl or your cup first is going to be what ends up on your vase. So I'm going to do a ton of small layers. I'll probably speed this part up, but I'll tell you what colors I'm using. So I'm using white, pearl violet, gold, royal purple, Caribbean teal, turquoise, and pink tulip. And I'm just going to do tons of just tiny layers here. And I need about 6 ounces of paint, which is enough to cover my canvas. I always put a canvas underneath. Otherwise, you're going to have a bunch of runoff paint. It's going to be wasted. So people always say, how much do you need to cover the vase? Well, my answer is however much you need to cover the canvas that it's sitting on. That will be enough to cover both the vase and the canvas. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and speed this up and get my bowl filled up here. All right, so that should be plenty. It looks very awesome. And this is a lowly vase bowl. All materials will be down in the description, you guys. So please check there in case you're wondering what anything is or you can't tell what I said on the video. Now there's a lot of ways you can pour this on here. There's really no right or wrong. I generally start by going kind of around the top here just to get the flow going. And then I'll pretty much just do a tree ring here in the middle. And I found that doing a dirty pour is definitely easiest to get the best coverage. But you can also pour the colors on here one at a time. And this, as long as you're pretty much level and you're pretty much pouring in the center, it should get it evenly covered. Now, if you have an odd shaped vase like a square, you might have to pour it a little bit differently to get full coverage. But this way works beautifully. Now, here's another note too, because sometimes it can be kind of hard to tell how your vase is going to look because it's going to be whatever colors you put in there first. If you're watching this and you're going, I want a little more purple or a little less pink or whatever, you can totally fill up your bowl or your cup again and pour it again. So I'm going to, at this stage, just let it go ahead and drip for about 2 minutes or so. I'll speed this up as well so you can watch the time lapse. And then we'll go ahead and do our canvas. All right, this is pretty much stopped dripping. You can leave it for longer if you want. You know, I've sometimes left it for 10 minutes, totally up to you. But I'm gonna go ahead and move it at this point so that we can continue with the video. And I don't know if I can move this whole stack. Nope, okay. I was a little worried about that. All right, so I'm gonna just set it up, that over there and this over here. That's totally fine. And definitely put, you know, some parchment paper or something underneath so that it can keep dripping out of there. You can sometimes get some really cool skins, but most of it should be on your canvas. I'm just pouring a little bit additional out of my bowl here. Hopefully I put enough paint on here. And now we just go ahead and tilt. And the cool thing about doing vases is it gives you this kind of feathered pattern that you would not get otherwise with any other technique. So I actually did not have quite enough paint, but that's okay. It still came out beautifully. I just had to stretch it a little more than normal, but no problem. So I'm gonna go ahead and let both of these sit here for a little while, and then I'll bring you in for a close-up and I'll explain how I seal my vases. All right, so let's start with the canvas. So normally you would have a lot more of this kind of feathered pattern up here, but because I used not quite enough paint and had to stretch it a lot, we didn't have that as much. So make sure you use enough paint. Even I sometimes mess up on that. And here is the bottom of the vase, which looks awesome. And then I'm going to put this back on the tripod so that I can rotate this and show you the whole thing. Okay, so I'm going to just carefully turn this around so you guys can see all sides. It's going to keep moving. There's a lot of fun patterns in here. And of course, use any colors that you want. These are not my normal colors. Well, they are, except for the pink, I guess. So, and then in terms of how I seal them, I let this dry for about a week and then I'll seal it with resin. That is what I recommend. It will make it really durable. You can wash it without any worries. The paint will definitely stay on. You can use other sealers, of course, but they won't be as durable, at least not the ones that I know of. But feel free to try different ones. I recommend resin. And don't worry here about the drips on the bottom. It's going to keep moving for a while. Once the paint is dry, you're not going to see those. If you want to babysit it, you can. But here, I'll just show you another one real quick that I did. Same paint, same method, and you can see you don't have drips on the lip of it there. So don't even worry. Now in the description, I'm going to put a link for a video on sealing the vase with resin so you guys can all see how that's done. But I will also be doing a new video coming up probably in a few days, so stay tuned for that. Don't forget to check the description for all of the materials, and I will see you all next time.